Happy Halloween, everybody. Trick or treat, it's the NBA. We're glad to get spooky with you tonight. With Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. Hey, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, we all know Ja Morant's a high flyer. He says, my dad was pretty athletic when he played, so I can say some of it comes from him. Jumping on tires and the other drills, they just allowed my legs to get stronger. It's enabled me to get off the floor quicker, be more explosive, and it shows when I'm out there on the court. Kevin, it certainly does.
He is a high flyer indeed. David, thank you. No tricks, only treats here, Greg, is we've got NBA action on Halloween. Greg, I have seen you sport some very interesting costumes over the years.
Yeah, the kids love it when I get dressed up and go trick-or-treating with them, and then I get to go through their candy stash, so it's a win-win.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Smart is the point. White is on the wing. Down to the front court along with Tatum. And it's Horford in at the center position. And for the Grizzlies, in at the guard spots, Morant and Bane. Then there's Dylan Brooks. And then there's Steven Adams. And it's Aldama in at the 4. Now here's White. Horford sets a screen for White. Outside, Horford. No good with the triple. Memphis with the ball.
And you know, for proof of what Morant's done for the Memphis franchise, look at the offensive numbers. Grizzlies have made huge steps forward every year.
Here's Brooks. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on White. Greg, the improvement since Morant arrived has been very steady.
And the Grizzlies went from the 20th rated offense in his rookie season to number 16 in his second year, and then all the way up to number 5 last season. Ja has turned them into a powerhouse.
The first free throw is good.
And there's a flexibility to Brooks's game. He can play a specific role for you, or he can be a high usage guy. Really depends on what a team needs from night to night.
We got this.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
And White kicks to Tatum. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Jason Tatum seems, GA, like he's on the verge of being a superstar in the league.
And Kevin, some would say he is already there. It feels like he's going to win an MVP in the next 5 years. He's already shown he can lead a team to the finals.
And that one falls for Tatum. And Doris, this Celtics team, very young. How are they doing it?
In consecutive drafts, they drafted 2 talented and elite two-way players. That's Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And so, yes, both guys are young, as is the entire core, but the fact is they've matured together, they've had deep playoff runs, and they remain dangerous.
And so he hits both.
Guys, you think about the Boston Celtics, and obviously the offense is driven by the 2 J's, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So much of what Boston does starts with their wing play.
Here's Aldama, coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. Shot clock at 5. And Boston with the rebound. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
Yeah, and in that game, you see how they built out this roster, acquiring role players who can step up when needed.
And that's exactly what happened. Guys came off the bench ready to play. The offense didn't miss a beat.
And Doors with Tatum and Brown, if they aren't scoring, they're creating for others.
Yeah, both Jason and Jaylen took major steps as playmakers, understanding the value of their teammates as release points, as guys who can take some pressure off in terms of the scoring load. And listen, neither guy is finished improving.
Here's Morant. about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Morant outside. Steps back and fires.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Tatum passes to White. Back to Tatum. No good from outside.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Pass to Morant. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It goes on Jason Tatum.
And going up strong inside demonstrates confidence. Morant not afraid to get physical.
And the first one drops.
In terms of entertainment factor, can any current player top Ja Morant? I mean, we've seen Ja with some vicious in-game throwdowns.
Boston making a switch here. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Horford. Grant Williams comes in for Jason Tatum. Brogdon, he's checked in for White. And it's Pritchard in for Marcus Smart. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Hey, Greg, talking about the great Ja Morant, this guy is just flat out fun to watch.
Well, Ja's been known to go off for 50 on any given night, but he also looks for others, dropping some nasty dimes. Morant has an insane combination of athleticism and skill. This guy can do anything. Some power coming from the PG.
That's right, GA. Seeing more and more of that these days. Backcourt guys who can elevate.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
Jones checked in for the Grizzlies.
Now into the lineup for your Grizzlies, Tyus Jones.
So it's the Celtics now. Here's Griffin, the kick out to Williams. 6 to shoot. Offline with his 3. Clock management, this is where they can get a 2 for 1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Jones with it. Ogden picks him up. The 10-footer off the left rim and out. Shot and game clock separated by 5. The kick out to Williams. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Jones with 23 points for him the last game against Utah. Lets it go from deep. At the end of 1, a closely contested game so far. It's the Celtics up by 1. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
Well, we know the NBA has worked to get rid of the hard foul doors, and the league has done a great job of doing that. What has contributed, though, to that line of thinking?
Well, I think any play can be reviewed, Kevin, and that's a good thing because if it's a non-basketball play, then you open yourself up to a flagrant 2. The punishment is significant enough to discourage the action. I love the rule changes as it relates to this particular infraction.
On the court right now for the Celtics, Tatum and Williams up in the forward spots. Smart is out there with Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Horford in at the center, locking down the middle. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, guys. Now, Marcus Smart is not shy with his philosophy. He says it takes little talent to play defense, but a whole lot of want to. Get every 50-50 ball, take charges, be a great teammate, compete, never be okay with losing. Kevin, he has always walked the walk, too.
He has Defensive Player of the Year. He's a terrific player. No question about it. David, thank you.
And many thought Horford's days were over after his OKC stint, but showed he can still be a difference maker in Boston. And boy, was he a huge part of their finals run.
And the dunk by Horford.
One thing you can't afford is to allow Al Horford to get to this spot. It's over if you do.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now here's Brooks. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Utah.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
Here's Jones. And another miss by Memphis. Celtics leading by 3. Tatum dishes to Smart. Williams with a clean look on the 3 off target. Horford may not be as consistent as he once was, but Greg, he shows up when you need him the most.
You know, he had several big games for the Celtics in the postseason. Great shooter who can really space the court for you. Still also a top-level defender at the rim, and he helped define their interior defense.
With him scoreless in the latter part of this one, it's awfully hard to come back.
To the middle. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. For Grant Williams, Doris, he made a giant leap during his 3rd season. In your estimation, why?
Well, it's interesting, Kevin. It could be any number of things, but remember, for the 2019 draft picks like a Grant Williams, the first 2 years of their careers had major interruptions in the NBA schedule. 21-22, year 3, first normal schedule for these guys.
The first one falls. Well, Greg, with this Memphis Grizzlies team, you like how young and how hungry they are. It's very appealing.
And these players have bought into the system. This is a selfless group that knows each other's strengths, and it's why they've seen so much success here of late.
Celtics making a switch here. Griffin's checked in for Horford. Brown comes in for Tatum. Derek White's checked in for Malcolm Brogdon. And it's Pritchard in for Smart. Now here's Morant. Outside, Bain. There's the screen. Inside, out to Brooks. Launches it. It's hauled in by Brown.
Well, they are daring him to miss, and he obliges.
Pass to Pritchard. Nice ball movement by Boston. Griffin passes to Pritchard. Misses the 3.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Back to Brooks. Pass to Tillman. There's the dish to Morant. Trying to get something going. That's good on the jump shot. Morant's got 5 now.
And with the short area quickness and vertical, Morant can get a good look from mid-range anytime he wants.
Here's Pritchard. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. To the paint. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Here's Brooks. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Brown. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Celtics lead by 3. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after our halftime.
Welcome. The first half is in the books, so let's check out the top performers for each team. Shaq, did you enjoy testing your star power against other greats in the league?
Yeah, but no one can outshine me on the court because they were stars, but I'm a whole constellation.
Wow, that actually makes sense.
A scientific response from Dr. O'Neill, and gotta say, well done. And as we review this first half for the Celtics, still anybody's game.
Everything going their way on the offensive end. Their stars are beasting, Shaq. Beasting, and I know you had a couple nights like that yourself.
I was on every night. Ernie, can you believe this guy?
No, I think he makes a very valid point.
No, remember 1995, Shaq?
Yeah, I remember that night.
Kareem Olajuwon.
Oh, okay, Kenny. Yeah, Kenny, you won one series, but you have 2 and I have 4. So there's 2 more than you and 4 more than Ernie. So both of you, shut it up.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. The Grizzlies trail by 3. The wingmen are Bain and Brooks. And then there's Steven Adams. Then it's Morant. And it's Aldama at the 4 slot. And that's the group for Taylor Jenkins as we begin the second half. Now here's Morant for 3. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Boston. Over Brooks. From down in the low post, it goes.
Well, Jaylen Brown has quality handles now. Relentless on the attack when he's got the rock in his hands.
And Jaylen Brown is such a force on the offensive end. Hard to keep that guy out of the paint. Terrific finisher at the rim.
Now here's Brooks, and it's sent back by Horford. The pass to Smart. Outside Tatum. That 3 off the mark. And maybe the only weakness for Brown is his handle on the ball.
And it's something that he's worked on every offseason. Still, though, susceptible to turnovers while dribbling. That's one of the very few weaknesses in his game.
Well, an 0-for-3 start to the half. You need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
Wide, a screen on Adams. Traps in the tray. And now an 8-point Boston lead.
Absolutely a threat. You've got to be on Tatum on the catch in 3-point territory, or just like that, he will shoot lights out. Boy, yet another missed opportunity here. Whatever they talked about at halftime, it's not working.
Here's Smart. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And Marcus Smart, GA, the very definition of a guy you love on your team, but hate to play against.
Yeah. And teams that go deep need that sort of presence. Smart is more than just an agitator, though. Great player who anyone would want to play alongside.
And that one falls for Smart.
Well, after their offense stalled in the finals, the Celtics getting some veteran help. Gallinari and Brogdon both bring shooting, and Brogdon's another playmaker on the floor.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Malcolm Brogdon's checked in for Boston. And so Smart nails both of them. Oh, Marcus Smart, a tenacious defender, which doesn't always show up, I think, sometimes, Doris, on the statistical sheet after the games.
Well, and in fact, Kevin, different teams have different defensive metrics trying to measure that impact. All you have to do, though, with Marcus Smart is watch the guy work on that end. The way he tracks the play, the way he anticipates, just the energy he brings on the defensive end changes the equation.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Brown finds Tatum. And he lays it straight in. Tatum's got the lead up to 12 now for the Celtics.
Well, Jason Tatum has worked hard to fill out his frame. It's not going to bother him that you're bringing a level of physicality.
And that was another look at the fantastic Mobile One drive that happened a moment ago.
And the awareness of his footwork and body on that drive. Wow.
.116 left to play in the third. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
Boston leading by 10. Tatum looking around. And the baseline jumper, no good. Memphis has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Outside, Jones. Stolen by Smart. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. The shot by Brogdon wide open. The Grizzlies pull it in.
Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
Conchar, the pass to Clark. Here's Conchar. Clock at 6. And taken away by Brown. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Here's Tatum. That one goes. Counted. Tatum's got 9 points.
Well, you have to admire how Smart is running this offense right now. He has a knack for spotting open teammates.
And so it's the Boston Celtics up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And don't go away. We'll be right back. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the floor for Boston. Brogdon out there with White. Then it's Griffin. Then it's Tatum. And it's Horford in at the 5 down low. For Malcolm Brogdon, he comes from a family grade where education comes first.
And well, Malcolm earning his degree plus a master's while in college. His dad and brother, lawyers. His mom involved in higher education. Brogdon may be the smartest guy in the NBA.
That free throw good from Brogdon.
And Brogdon traded over the summer to the Celtics. I'm interested to see how he'll fit with the rest of the Celtics guards. They certainly have a deep rotation now and a lot of flexibility.
And the Celtics making a change here. Pritchard's checked in. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
The Grizzlies trail by 14. Morant looking around. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
On defense, Boston. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. Just 5 on the clock. Morant passes to Aldama.
If you're going to play for this team, you've got to be willing to mix it up on the defensive end. And Jason Tatum gets in the space of the shooter. That's nice.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Pass to Brogdon. From outside the arc. That shot is off. And Memphis the other way now. Down low. Adams the pass to Aldama. And the layup falls.
How about the timing? Could be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
Boston leading by 12. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Tatum. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Steven Adams picks one up.
And during his rookie year, Jason Tatum faced off with LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals.
GA, think about what a hard-fought series that was. It went the distance to 7 games for Tatum, an incredible test and growing opportunity. To me, that's part of the preparation this guy has received to becoming that franchise player. Jason Tatum continues to emerge, guys, as one of the most elite players on both ends. We know on the offensive end he's a dangerous 3-level scorer. He's also capable of locking you up defensively.
And so Tatum nails them both. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
The baseline J. And it's Morant missing. And so White will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Nice ball movement by Boston.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Outside Tatum. Hits the 3-point bomb. Tatum's got 5 points in the quarter.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Now here's Brooks. Adams trying to free himself up. Nice shot by Brooks.
Oh, the balance Brooks has is impressive. Able to work through the defense and still capitalize.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They lead by 15. 1:41 left in the game. And some changes here for the Celtics. Now Horford's checked in for Griffin. Brown comes in for Malcolm Brogdon. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Pritchard. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Smart kicks to Tatum. Pulls it from the elbow. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got his 4th rebound in this one.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give up here for the Celtics.
Well, the one thing that jumps out in this game is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Absolutely. A big plus. And oftentimes your performance at the line can be the difference in a game. And I think tonight we saw that.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jason Tatum.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
Smart against Morant. Good on the bucket.
So the contact can't trip Morant up. He just glides past it and into his shot.
Outside Tatum. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
Now Smart. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Jason. Congrats on the win. It was a slow start on offense, so what got you guys going in the second half?
You know, Coach told us we didn't deserve to make any shots. You know, we were too tense. We weren't having any fun. You know, we started having a lot more fun second half. Guys were smiling and cheering, and we had some shots.
Well, it's good to know that if you smile, you make shots. I'll keep that in mind. Congrats, man. Back to you.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. As New Balance presents our player of the game, Jason Tatum.